morning, I'm Amar Singh Pradhan. Let's begin with the top stories this hour. Cases filed against former Minister Bikram Pandey among 21 others on corruption charges. Massive irregularities claimed in Sikta irrigation project. Prime Minister calls Inter-Provincial Coordination Council meeting to address disputes between centre and provinces. Chief Ministers to raise the issues of Law Finance Committee and Human Resources. Police failed to identify culprits even after 4 months since the rape and murder of Kantipur girl child Nirmala Panda. Justice delivery through fair investigation remains a challenge. And second edition of Everest Premier League kicks off today. International Stars brings added charm to the event. Viratnagar Warriors to take on Lalitpur Patriots in the inaugural match. The Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority has lodged graft cases against former Minister Bikram Pandey among 21 others, alleging them of corruption related to the Sikta irrigation project. The Commission has filed the cases at the Special Court, insisting them, along with the project chiefs, of misappropriation amounting to over 8.5 billion rupees. According to the anti-graft body, the main canal of the project collapsed due to the inferior materials used by Kalika Construction, which is owned by former Minister Pandey. The Commission added that the design of the project too was flawed. The Commission has alleged former Minister Pandey of embezzling over 2.13 billion rupees. If held guilty by the court, Pandey will need to pay 4.25 billion rupees, including fine. Likewise, the corruption watchdog has lodged cases against 4 project chiefs: Sarvadev Prasad, Saroj Chandra Pandit, Dilip Bahadur Karki and Ramesh Basnet, accusing them of gross carelessness during monitoring and having nexus with the contractor. Likewise, the project's senior divisional engineers Min Raj Dhakal, Surya Dev Thapa, Yogendra Misra, Syam Bahadur Karki, Sushil Chandra Devkota, Krishna Prasad Subedi, Prem Raj Ghimire, Bir Singh Dhami and Prakash Bahadur Karki have also been charged of irregularities. Other accused are the engineers of the irrigation department Kamal Prasad Regmi, Rabinia Babu Shrestha and Asis Bhadra Kanal. The corruption watchdog has accused the individuals of repeatedly acquitting the contractor despite glaring flaws in the project works. And moving on, Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has called the meeting of the Inter-Province Coordination Council for tomorrow. The Prime Minister had earlier scrapped the meeting after a convention of Chief Ministers this September had pitched a 9-point demand to the government. Some 3 months since then, the Premier has made a mindset to listen to the grievances. A meeting of the Chief Ministers of all the 7 provinces on 6th of September earlier this year in Pokhara had finalized a 9-point agenda for the council meet. The Prime Minister had expressed his anger, citing that he was not consulted by the Chief Ministers, which ultimately resulted in the cancellation of the scheduled meet. Premier Oli has now said that he called the council meeting to erase any existing miscommunication between the centre and the provinces. The Chief Ministers on their part are preparing to table the same agendas of providing more teeth to the province government, formation of Financial Commission, among others. The provincial government also wants to keep the Chief District Officer under its jurisdiction, apart from rules on citizenship certificates and passport distribution, development plans and border security. And time now for a short break. For more news, do stay with us. Nepal Student Union, the student wing affiliated with the main opposition Nepali Congress, staged demonstrations in the capital yesterday, demanding action against the culprit behind the rape and murder of 13-year-old girl child Nirmala Panda from Kantipur. The student wing vented its ire at the government, citing that the authority has failed to identify the criminal even after 4 months since the gruesome incident took place. The demonstrators also alleged the government itself of protecting the perpetrators involved in the incident. Nirmala Panda was found raped and strangled to death on a sugarcane farm nearby her house 4 months ago. The perpetrators of the crime, however, are still walking free despite the formation of a number of probe committees by the government. The police administration has failed to produce any result despite the passage of 4 months since the rape and murder of 13-year-old Kantipur girl child Nirmala Panda. The police arrested a suspect in the capital a few days ago, alleging his involvement in the crime. Having already drawn widespread criticism after unveiling a fake suspect, Dilip Singh Bista, in the past, the police has not yet found any reliable evidence against the new suspect as well. People from Kantipur to Kathmandu have been hitting the streets on a daily basis demanding justice for the victim. The police has apparently been making maximum efforts by deploying personnel from Central Investigation Bureau and other technical experts in the investigation process. It has insisted that the probe has drawn closer to the culprits this time around. The initiative, however, has so far failed to identify the faces behind the crime committed in broad daylight. Although after dismissing its own officials, convicting them of negligence and misconduct during investigation, the police has not yet lodged cases against anyone seen indirectly involved or suspected behind the atrocity. At a time, the police is facing the challenge of identifying the culprits. 3 closed-circuit cameras installed at Kantipur District Administration Office, Tribeni Chowk and the commercial bank area have been deliberately plucked out. These are the places identified as an easy escape routes for the perpetrators. The district police office itself used to look after the closed-circuit cameras. The camera's disappearance, despite the police surveillance and the lack of initiative to move ahead with the investigation by finding out the camera's footages, has fueled suspicion to the entire case. The initiative of Nepal police to thoroughly probe the matter is commendable, though the public has already been left with enough doubts whether the investigation will ever be free and fair. And time for some international update. US President Donald Trump's ex-lawyer has given substantial help on how Russian nationals tried to affect the 2016 election, a legal memo has revealed. Michael Cohen's help is detailed in the memo from Robert Mueller, who is heading the probe into alleged Russian collusion with the Trump team. The memo is mainly to guide sentencing for crimes Cohen has admitted. A second Mueller memo sets out the case against ex-campaign chief Paul Manafort for breaching a plea bargain deal. Cohen and Manafort are among a number of Trump aides being investigated in special counsel Mueller's probe. Both have been cooperating with his team, but Mueller now accuses Manafort of lying. In a separate court filing on Friday, prosecutors in New York made the case for the length of Cohen's sentence when it delivered on Wednesday. They say he should serve a substantial jail term after admitting violating campaign finance laws, at committing tax evasion and lying to Congress. US President Trump has repeatedly denied there was any collusion with the Russian officials, calling the investigation a witch hunt. The White House said that Cohen's memos offered nothing new or damaging about the president. And we have more news coming up, but right now it's time for another short break. And in our public voice segment, we had asked the students and teachers of karate, one of the most popular martial arts in the world, what is the significance and benefits of practicing karate? Let's take a look at what they have to say.
Public voice.
यो खेल मैले आफ्नो सेफ्टीको लागि पनि खेलिरहेको छु।
यो खेलले देशको लागि पनि के गर्न सक्छ भनेर मैले खेल खेलिरहेको छु।
शरीरलाई स्वस्थ राख्नका लागि खेल्दै छु म चाहिँ।
गाउँदेखि शहर ओलम्पिकसम्म पुग्ने चाहिँ एउटा सपना पनि छ मेरो।
सुरक्षाको लागि खेलिन्छ, स्वास्थ्यलाई पनि राम्रो हुन्छ, त्यसकै लागि खेलिन्छ।
शरीरलाई अब राम्रो शारीरिक रूपमा सुरक्षितको लागि खेलिरहेको छु।
आफ्नो सेल्फ डिफेन्सको लागि पनि हो, अन्त आफू हेल्दी पनि रहन्छ।
खेलकुदतिर पनि केही गर्ने इच्छा छ हैन, अब पढाइ सँगसँगै खेलकुदलाई पनि अगाडि बढाउने।
हाम्रो राष्ट्रिय मात्रै नभएर नेसनल मात्रै नभएर एसियन साफ गेम ओलम्पिक गेममा पनि जस नेपाली खेलाडीले चाहिँ एक खालको गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट गरेको एउटा हामीलाई प्राप्त छ, त्यसले गर्दाखेरि यसको भविष्य राम्रो छ।
And it's now time for segment Public Pulse, where it texts us with their opinion.
Public Pulse.
Why is massive irregularities reported in national pride projects? Your options are A, no fear of action, B, political interference, and C, contractor-employee nexus. The voting for the question is on. Type NAWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And time for sports update.
Sports news.
The second edition of Everest Premier League, a T20 extravaganza, kicks off from today in the capital's Kantipur ground. The inaugural match will see an encounter between Biratnagar Warriors and Lalitpur Patriots. The 15-day tournament this time around has received special attention due to the arrival of some big names from international cricket. The organizers have spent 4 million rupees alone on the management of ground for this edition of the game. Amir Akhtar, the managing director of the event, said that the overall standard of the game, from quality to entertainment, has been taken special care of on this occasion. Meanwhile, some big names from international cricket of the likes of Kevin O'Brien, Richard Levy, Ryan Ten-Daskate, Paul Sterling, Kyle Kodja, among others, have arrived for the second edition of the game. Former national cricketer and national coach Binod Das said that the tournament was sure to provide the much-needed impetus to Nepalese cricket. He said the current EPL was going to be a foundation stone for bigger tournaments the country could host. National cricketer Sarad Bheswalkar also said that local players are quite upbeat by the arrival of bigger stars. Likewise, Kevin O'Brien expressed his happiness to be playing in Nepal and contribute in the development of cricket in the country.
You know, the main reason was to come and experience another country, a country I've never been to or played in before. So, you know, I've heard a lot of good things about Nepal cricket and the fans being so passionate. So yeah, the main thing for me was to come over and experience that.
Altogether, 6 teams, Pokhara Rhinos, Biratnagar Warriors, Bhairava Gladiators, Kathmandu Kings 11, Chitwan Tigers and Lalitpur Patriots are vying for the coveted trophy. The 7th round of Martyrs Memorial A-Division League is to start from today. In the first match, Nepal Police Club are pitted against Himalayan Sherpa, while NRT will take on Sankata later in the afternoon. The first match between Nepal Police and Himalayan Sherpa is slated for 11 a.m. kickoff at Enfa Ground, Saddabatu. Police, which has lost 2 matches so far in the tournament, is determined to collect 3 crucial points from this match. Meanwhile, after 2 consecutive defeats, Himalayan Sherpa is also looking to make a comeback. Police is in the 5th position in the league table with 10 points, while Sherpa is placed 6th with 6 points. In the second match slated for 2:30 p.m. kickoff later today, NRT will see 3rd place Sankata. Manang Marsyangde leads the league standing with 18 points, followed by 3 Star in the 2nd position. Juventus earned a hard-fought 1-0 win over Inter Milan to bag 3 points in the Italian League Serie A. The first half of the match played at the home ground of Juventus ended in a goalless draw. Inter Milan had failed to make use of 2 close chances to stun the host team. Roberto Giordani's attempt had deflected from the bar and Matteo Polatino failed to make use of Blas Matuidi's mistake. Mario Mandzukic broke the deadlock for Juventus in the 66th minute, utilizing a cross from João Canseco. The goal proved decisive as Juventus cleansed the match 1-0. With the win, Juventus have extended their lead at the top of the points table, collecting 43 points from 15 matches. Second place Napoli have 32 points from 14 matches, while Inter Milan are currently placed 3rd with 29 points. And before we wrap up, here's a look at the top stories once again. Cases filed against former Minister Bikram Pandey among 21 others on corruption charges. Massive irregularities claimed in Sipta irrigation project. Prime Minister calls Inter-Provincial Coordination Council meeting to address disputes between centre and province. Chief Ministers to raise the issues of Law, Finance Committee and Human Resources. Police failed to identify culprits even after 4 months since the rape and murder of Kantipur girl child Nirmala Panda. Justice delivery through fair investigation remains a challenge. And second edition of Everest Premier League kicks off today. International stars bring added charm to the event. Biratnagar Warriors to take on Lalitpur Patriots in the inaugural match. And those were our latest headlines. Stay with us for more news and entertainment on KTVSD. Good day.